Instacart's gig workers are planning a massive nationwide strike. This is from Vice. Amid the coronavirus pandemic, the grocery delivery company has refused to offer its 175,000 gig workers basic protections like hazard pay, hand sanitizer, and paid leave for those with pre-existing conditions. I mean, how is it so ridiculous you can't even offer workers hand sanitizer? You know, Instacart not doing that, Amazon not doing that. You can't even give your workers hand sanitizer. Like the bare minimum of saying, hey, we care if you live or die. It's unreal. All right, so the grocery delivery company has refused. All right, so Instacart shoppers are planning a nationwide mass revolt over the grocery delivery app's response to the coronavirus pandemic. On Monday, workers say they will refuse to accept orders until Instacart provides hazard pay of an additional $5 per order, free safety gear, which includes hand sanitizer, disinfectant wipes, and soap to workers, and expands its paid sick leave to include workers with pre-existing conditions who have been advised by their doctors not to work at this time. Workers say the strike will last until Instacart agrees to these terms. So that's another strike that's happening today. Today, that strike is happening. And check it out. There's more. There's more because it's happening. Guess who else? Guess another company that's connected to Amazon, by the way. It's owned by the same predator. Whole Foods employees are staging a nationwide sick out. Workers say they will strike Tuesday because the Amazon subsidiary has failed to prioritize their safety during a period of record sales. Whole Food employees are planning to strike on Tuesday to protest the lack of protections offered to workers during the coronavirus pandemic. The first national collective action led by workers at the company since it was founded in 1980. So this is a national effort. On March 31st, Whole Foods employees will call in sick to demand paid leave for all workers who stay home or self-quarantine during the crisis, free coronavirus testing for all employees, and hazard pay of double the current hourly wage for employees who show up to work during the pandemic. So here's what the national worker group, Whole Worker, had to say about it. Coronavirus is a very real threat to the safety of our workforce and customers. We cannot wait for politicians, institutions, or our own management to step in to protect us. That's an important lesson here because that's what we're learning. You can't wait for the employers to help you. They're not going to. You can't wait for the government to help you because they're not going to. They've made that very clear. They don't care about you at all. Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. So they're doing a big strike tomorrow. Tomorrow, Whole Foods workers are calling out sick. And if they just shut Whole Foods down, powers that be will have to listen. Jeff Bezos will have to listen. If you just shut it down, they have to listen. They have no choice. They can't just go on business as usual. They have to listen to you. Here is some of the stuff that's going on. I thought this was interesting. There's just some of the strike searches going on right now. Instacart workers go on strike Monday. Whole Food workers go on strike Tuesday. Haymarket Book says solidarity with Instacart and Amazon workers on strike today. NPR is covering this. Amazon warehouse workers in Staten Island and grocery deliverers for Instacart are preparing to strike. There's an ad from Chevrolet. Instacart shoppers are asking for $5 in order for hazard pay, free safety gear, paid sick leave. Come on, Instacart, says Tommy Veter. That is the bare minimum. Let's see here. There was some other. All right, so Vice is covering this. Los Angeles Times is covering this. Washington Post is covering this. So the powers that be are having to take notice. Interesting, you see here something from Washington Post about Instacart, but they're not talking about Amazon much. Wonder why that is. Gee, I wonder if it's because Jeff Bezos, owner of Amazon and Whole Foods, also owns the Washington Post. But anyway. So today, the Today Show is covering this. Look at this. The Today Show is covering this. This could be devastating. A number of workers for two delivery service giants, Amazon and Instacart, are preparing to go on strike. They're demanding added protections from the coronavirus and a boost in pay because of a massive increase in business. No, they're demanding it because their lives are at stake. This is it. So you see this corporate coverage. This could be devastating. They're not talking about the workers standing up for themselves. They're not talking about how this is important to workers' well-being and the workers need to do this. They're saying this could be devastating. What's the devastating they're referring to? Amazon and Whole Foods' bottom line. That's the devastating they're referring to. And they're saying that they want a boost in pay because of a massive increase in business. No. They're demanding an increase in pay because they're putting their lives at risk. And they're demanding a safe work environment. And they're demanding paid sick leave. They're demanding that they're treated with human dignity. That's what they're demanding. They're not saying, oh, look at all this money Amazon's making. We got to get a piece of that. Do you see how backwards this framing is from the Today Show and NBC? Oh, there's a massive increase in business. They want a boost in pay because of a massive increase in business. No, this isn't about the workers' greed. Look at that incredibly shameless framing by the Today Show. This isn't the workers being greedy. This is the workers demanding human dignity, saying we need safety to be instituted here. We need a safe working environment, as safe as can be, because we're putting our lives at risk. And we deserve a pay increase because we're putting our lives at risk. And we deserve paid sick leave for those of us who can't work because it's too risky. We deserve to be treated like human beings because without us, your company doesn't function. You need us. Without the workers, Amazon wouldn't be able to keep functioning. Whole Foods wouldn't be able to keep functioning. Why is it that the people who generate the wealth for Jeff Bezos are being treated like such garbage? Like, well, we know why. It's because of his greed. Your job is not an act of charity for you. Your job is necessary. Jeff Bezos needs you, not the other way around. You don't need, oh, please, can I have a job? No, they need your job. They need your job. That's what their profits are soaring right now. Why? Because people are going to work and fulfilling these orders and putting their health at risk to do so. You know, we're taught this thing that, oh, well, if you have a job, you just need to bow down to your corporate overlord. That's BS. That's nonsense. The working class is the backbone of this society, and we're seeing that right now. Because who's keeping this country afloat right now? Is it your do-nothing government who just gave a bailout to corporations? No. They're about to go on vacation, by the way. Is it all the rich celebrities and the plutocrats who are Instagramming from their mansions, making it out like they can relate to average people because they're stuck inside? No. It's the working class. It's the people who are showing up to fill the takeout orders so people can pick up something to eat. It's the people who are showing up at the grocery stores and the pharmacies. And it's the medical workers, the doctors, the nurses. Those are the people keeping society going right now, who are putting their lives at risk. I mean, especially the medical workers. I mean, they are putting their lives at risk. And of course, so is everyone working right now. And they're keeping this afloat. It's not the Jeff Bezos of the world keeping things afloat. It's the workers keeping things afloat. There is power in the working class. And if these strikes continue, and you know, we've been saying this for a long time now on this show, that we need a general strike. And, you know, maybe to try to put a spin of optimism on it, maybe That's what this will all lead to. Maybe this entire nightmare pandemic, maybe the silver lining here is that this is going to lead to the big general national strike that we need to demand a shift in our priorities in this country. A shift away from the priorities of endless war and destruction and capitalism and greed and profit above all else, to a priority of just making a decent polis for everybody who lives here so that everyone has a chance to do something and add to society. And that when someone works an honest job for 40 hours a week, they get enough money to survive. And they can pursue education without going into crippling amounts of debt. And they can go see the doctor when they're sick. And they can send their kids to school. This is the American dream that we were all sold. And it's not some unattainable pipe dream in the richest country in the world. So maybe that's like the silver lining here, is that this is going to lead to the massive general strike that we need. And, I'm here, I'm part of the creative class. So, the best thing I can do during a general strike is to kind of be available as a communication vehicle. So I'm here. I'm ready to do my part. I am ready to do my part. Let's scroll some more of this. See if there's some more stuff here. Instacart workers striking. Here's somebody who's saying, I depend on Instacart for grocery delivery, and I won't cross this picket line. Anybody know where the strike fund is? I'll redirect my Instacart monthly membership fees until the strike is over and workers have fair pay, sick leave, and safety gear. Instacart's attempting to strike break by offering bonuses of $25. Will you take $25? Are you doing anything about our safety? No. Are you going to give us hazard pay? No. Are you going to give us paid sick leave for those of us who can't work? No. But here's $25. Can we just put all this aside for $25? Amazing how shameless it all is. So that's happening. That is happening. Amazon, Whole Food, Instacarts. And hopefully strikes spread. I mean, look at how it's spreading already. Amazon workers, hey, we're going on strike on Monday. Whole Foods, hey, we're going on strike on Tuesday. Instacart, hey, we're going on strike on Monday. Strikes, much like the common cold, is very contagious and spreads. And that's probably not the best analogy to make right now, considering what's going on in the world. I've made that analogy a bunch of times. I always say it. So it's something I've said many times. In the middle of the pandemic may not be the best metaphor to use. It's the good kind of contagious. It's like hearing a great song on the radio. Yeah, we'll use that analogy instead. Hearing a great song on the radio in the 1980s when you could still develop hits on the radio. That's not a thing anymore, but it was back then. So yeah, we'll go with that. We'll be like, it's like, man, that tune was killer. That DJ in Pittsburgh played it. I'm a DJ in Cleveland. I'm going to play it. And now this DJ in Columbus is going to play it. Before you know it, all the nation has heard the sweet, sweet sounds of John Prine. So there you have it. There you have it. It is happening.
Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. You can tweet me an article at Ron Placone. We'll go through it together and make it our own. Get your